So my previous video about suggesting things and non-tactical tutorials for Planetside 2, I didn't really drop out of character since I really want to kick the hornet's nest and get some people talking about what I feel are problems in the meta. And sometimes the best way to do that is to be a screaming commander who is clinging to his last threads of sanity. This is going to be a lot more calm than previously, and I will not be using the antiquated phrases, since it appears most folks never learned how to figure out the meaning of something by the context around the phrase. This video will also be pretty short compared to the other videos with me critiquing things, since I only have a few ideas, since a lot of the ideas I originally had, I stepped back and thought about realistically and said, okay, that's a bad idea, or that would be more of a thing that everyone can use and not just squad leaders. The squad and platoon leaders need more resources that denote their prowess and experience, but there's been no way to show this mastery of leadership until very recently. And while I don't necessarily like the idea of chivos, I think we squandered the best means we had for showing leadership prowess to date through the leadership directive. So let's think, what was the best thing you could give the C4 fairies for spamming enough boom bricks to level Amarish? An extra C4 brick for their loadout, fantastic. What do you give a dedicated class player or weapon user that put in the hours to get the master rank of that directive? A sweet new gun that's usually a beefed up version of the original gun, although the jury is still out on whether or not they're better than their counterparts sometimes. What do we give squad leaders who put in endless hours of leading players to victory? A helmet. A tad disappointing, I know. Let's think of some things that would really give leaders an impetus to complete this daunting task and will benefit the few who are great, read patient, enough to get the master rank of the squad leadership directive. What if being a master leader gave you priority over leader chat? If we crunch the numbers on how long it takes to get this master rank based on the average time it takes to capture a territory, compounded by how many platoon conquest ribbons you need to get all the way to master, plus the average time between squad leadership ribbons is a really, really long time. No troll is going to put in that much time and effort just for some kicks, and even if they do, it'll probably end in them becoming pretty good leaders and losing sight of their original goal. Or, another option, if you want nothing to do with the leader chat system, like I frequently do, is to give master squad leaders a squad leader specific item, like a sweet Araxium spawn beacon. Make it be the equivalent of a 6-tier upgrade for the timing, since anyone with a master ranked in squad leadership will probably be at rank 5 on squad beacons anyway, and then maybe to sweeten the deal, make it something that everyone in the platoon can drop on as long as they're in charge of the platoon. It's something that you'd actually use. You can make it look cool with all those glowy lights so everyone can see that you're the best squad leader at Quartz Ridge. And then maybe give some beams like some sweet energy effects or lightning and something eye-catching so that enemies know to prioritize that particular beacon because the whole platoon can drop on that one. Or what about a supply drop? Something I can mark out with a special beacon that will send a supply-filled drop pod down that will keep all of my soldiers and vehicles topped off with ammo for about 30 meters. Let it exist for maybe less than 5 minutes tops, and make sure it's fragile enough to be destroyed by grenades since the thing does have live ammo in it after all. And also make sure it takes a backseat to nearby NG ammo drops so no one feels cheated. Heck, maybe even give us the option of what benefit we can drop after putting a lot of certs into it. Say, instead of a spawn beacon, we can have the pod drop down ammo, heals, repairs. We could get really crazy with this. This could be something really cool if we find a way to balance it right or think of good ideas with good implementations. The point I'm trying to make here is that with all the new things coming out recently, it'd be great to see an addition or two to squad leaders' arsenal. The devs did mention in that stream they did a while back that they were making new things for squad leaders like player-generated missions, but that was summed up with new ways to utilize the map. And I don't know about the other squad leaders, but I'm getting tired of staring at that map all day and wondering what it's like to actually play the game when I'm squad leading. How about binoculars, mass recalls, or that orbital fuck shit up cannon from the first Planetside as a reward for getting all those Planetside 2 chivos? And if you're gonna give me a silly hat for the final reward of spamming spawn beacons for newbies, the only acceptable kind of hat you can make me is a Commissar hat. A bigger, better, more ridiculous Commissar hat that has Araxium Luma fibers on it and spinners on the top for sunglasses. Top tactical swag time. Atlas out!